Oh, you already know what time it is. It's review time. So this is their recap, the review for Scandal, Season 5, Episode 14. And the episode starts off, the episode's called I See You. The episode actually starts off with Olivia going and she's dealing with the fact that she does not trust her father, she does not trust Jake. And so while Jake, herself, her father, and Jake's technically fiance, are all at dinner together in her father's house, she has Quinn and them going and infiltrating Jake's place in order to go and set up cameras and to download all his files, because Olivia knows in her heart, and deep down in her heart, minus the jealousy, that there's definitely something wrong going. Something is off. Something is just really off. So she gets the text saying that it's done, and she was like, oh yeah, I have to bounce, there's some work stuff, bye. But before that, did anyone catch when Jake was like, oh yeah, Olivia and I were like brother and sister, or something like that? I was like, damn, you're just really trying to dig it in there. But Olivia does deserve it. I mean, come on, she has been filling you and Fitz this whole time, so there's that. Cyrus's assistant makes the accidental blunder of essentially saying how, you know, the Democratic candidate Frankie, that's what his nickname is, so that's what I'm calling him, Frankie. Well, what's her name? Red finds out that, oh crap, maybe Cyrus is trying to become Frankie's campaign manager. Maybe Cyrus set this whole thing up. See, that's why I love Abby so much, because she is so smart and she sees through the BS. And she's like Olivia minus being sex crazed. Really, that's really it. She's Olivia minus being sex crazed, and maybe minus being someone who will go the extra mile to do some shady stuff. But shout out to Abby, because then she goes and calls up Quinn. It's like, I need a favor. I need a favor. And that was funny because Abby kind of clowned Quinn and it was like, yo, so where's the Dunkin' Donuts? What's going on? Quinn is like, I don't do that anymore. I run shop. It's like, no, you run errands. Get me my Dunkin' Donuts. Like, what are you talking about? So Abby was like, I need your help. I need you to go find Cyrus. And it's like, no, that's not what I do. I'm currently handling something else in-house. I can't help you. Sorry, bye. Maybe if you had coffee next time. It's like, oh, okay. Okay, Quinn. Quinn, you might want to just chill out for a moment. Huck is dealing with the fact that, you know, Javi's mom, which was Huck's ex-wife or whatever, has a new person in their life, a new man in their life. And Huck's bugging because Huck thinks that this guy is Six Toes. And Six Toes was someone, of course, that they tortured in the past. And so Huck thinks that this guy's out to get revenge on them. And, you know, Huck is paranoid. And I want to make sure to preference that in saying Huck is paranoid, Huck is paranoid, Huck is paranoid. So aside from that, and it was funny because Huck really starting to get a good relationship with Marcus, and Marcus brings up, it's like, oh, wait, so did you know about this new guy? It was like, oh yeah, of course I knew. Of course, he had no idea. He had no clue. And Millie goes and talks with Olivia. They're talking about who are they, what's the game plan? How are they going to go and raise the funds? Because we know running a campaign costs a lot of money. So you have to get the funds from somewhere. Whoa. Millie's a little desperate at this point. So she's going to go and enlist the help of Elias. Is that his name? You know, the really rich, loaded, bigot guy who actually helped Fitz get into the office by helping to rig the voting stuff, and he was a part of that whole conspiracy thing that Olivia, Cyrus, Millie, all of them, and even in some areas Papa Pope was involved with, that caused Fitz to, well, mine's Papa Pope, that caused Fitz to become the president of the United States. And it was just like, damn, have things gotten that tough? Have things gotten that bad? Millie, that was a desperate move. That was a very desperate move. This is why you listen to Olivia in this case, is if you're going to officially use her as your consultant, listen to her. She'll not steer you wrong, because egg on your face is egg on her face. She doesn't want that to happen now, does she? Huck enlists the help of Quinn's boyfriend. It's like, look, do you know who this guy is? It was like, oh, yeah, I think I do. He kind of looks like Six Toes. And it was like, oh, yo, he could be in my family. So Huck goes and enacts a plan, as I said. Millie goes, meets up with Elias, or whatever the dude's name is. And Millie's just over it because this guy has essentially throughout the whole conversation talked about how he wants to get in her pants, or more specifically up her dress, up her skirt. And it was just like, okay, so do you even care about what I think? It's like, no. As long as you're not thinking the way that the Democratic dude thinks, that's fine. It's like education, man. No, I want the illegals out. I don't want any illegals. I don't want anyone new coming into America. I'm like, holy crap. Did they already foresee Donald Trump being the person who he is when they were writing this? Because this is so current. This tied in so well with the crap that's going on right now, where the presidential race is just in this show. It really is. So right now, like I said, Abby's trying to figure out what the hell is going on. What is going on? Because how is it that we have a mole? Who is the mole? The mole, of course, is Cyrus. What is Cyrus trying to do? Well, Cyrus is trying to enact his own plan of getting into the White House again. That's what Cyrus wants. And, you know, Abby has enlisted the help of David because it's like, I need someone I could trust. And so this is where she finds out he called, what's his face? He called Frankie 27 times. He met with him a couple of times. And that's important that she has the proof. Olivia is still spying on you-know-who. Still spying on Jake. And Jake knows it. He realizes it. Jake isn't dumb. You can't pull a fast one on Jake when it comes to that spying game. And so Olivia's bugging because it's like, crap, he knows. He knows. And Millie's on the phone with him talking. It was either Millie or Abby. And she was just like, yeah, okay, yeah. It was like, get your head in the game, Olivia. Get your head in the game. So afterwards, Jay came over and just like, look, how dare you go and try to be this stalker, creepy, crazy chick because you want your cake and eat it too. That isn't the reality. You know what happened? You ended up with neither people. You wanted to hop from one bed to the other. Whatever one person didn't have, the other person did, and you enjoyed that for a while. And now that it's over, you can't stand it. And so now you're trying to destroy my relationship. The fact that I'm actually happy. I am happy. So you need to go and figure out your own life. Can you do that? Can you do that? And then in my opinion, one of the best scenes of this episode occurred when Abby confronted Cyrus. Abby was just like, I know that you're working with Frankie. I know that your plan is to go and get into the White House again. You're going to betray Fitz. And Cyrus tried to flip it like, how dare you try to accuse me of something like that? Do you know what that means to accuse someone of my stature of something like that? Do you know what will happen? I'm like, you're not Papa Pope. You can't pull this off. Abby was just like, I have proof. And she goes and gets the receipts. It was like 27 phone calls. And it was like, you know, well, of course I called him. He was the senator, but okay. So you said you didn't meet him? Here it is. You met him. It was like, I met him one time in person to discuss so-and-so. It was like, then what's this picture? He was like, all right, Red, what do you want? Essentially, because he was still like, no, it was just once. No, okay, it was twice. And it was like, okay, you got me. I'm like, damn, Cyrus, how old are you? And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, is this Cyrus's plan? Because Cyrus, of course, wants to work with Frankie, and he needs a clean way out of it. And so the best way would be for Red to go and figure it out and to kick him out instead of him resigning. I mean, really, because now he would be seen as loyal. Well, no. That, we have Quinn who's talking with her guy, and it's just like, alright, so what's good? What's going on? It was like, yeah, so I handled the thing for Huck. It was like, what do you mean? Well, him, that dude, it was like, oh, his ex-wife's boyfriend? It was like, yeah, Six Toes, yeah, some guy we had an issue with in the past. Huck went to go and handle. It's like, are you crazy? You realize that guy is a normal person. You just messed things up. And so Huck found the guy at the side of the road. I'm sure he tampered with the guy's car. And was like, I'll give you a ride to the gas station. Yeah, I'll absolutely do that. And of course, Huck thinking that this guy is the killer, has this whole plan hatched out. And I'm like, oh Lord, Huck, don't chop anyone up today. Don't chop anyone up today. So Elias, or whatever the hell his name is, meets up with the vice president. And I was so proud of Susan. Susan was really sounding like a professional, serious boss. And I appreciate that, because we sleep on Susan so much. And it's not fair, because Susan, she has a mind of her own. She is strong. She is independent. Long story short, Fitz felt like, Elias was going and, treating him as if, I really don't need your help. I really don't need your help. And that pissed him off. It was like, borderline kind of undermining him, even though Susan needed the money. And Susan was pissed because Elias was just kind of downing Fitz the whole time. And Fitz couldn't take it. Fitz isn't a real boss. He's a chump. He could not take it. And so he kicked Elias out. And Susan was like, look, at the end of the day, no, you're going to listen to me. I don't care what you have to say. You are the president. I respect your title. I respect you in here. As soon as we're out there, I don't give a crap about you, because this is about me. You're going to have to get over yourself if we're going to work together. Because remember, you're supposed to be earning my trust and respect, not the other way around. So Elias leaves and he meets up with Millie. It's like, you know what, broad? Let's work together. Let's absolutely work together. And I'm like, Millie, what the hell are you doing? Don't do it. You can't trust someone like him. So Abby goes and she meets up with Olivia. And Abby's like, I have him, Olivia. I want the title. I want to be the White House, what was it, Secretary of State? Whatever Cyrus is. And I want that title. I want that power. I want it. No one else is going to take it from me. This is how it's going to be. And that's it. And Olivia's like, you are a good person, Abby. You are such a good person. I don't want anything bad to happen to you, as far as you getting so enamored with the power that it causes you to go and do things you wouldn't normally do and change who you are. Stay true to who you are. Please. Someone has to stay true to who they are. So Olivia gave that pep talk. And so afterwards, Quinn was like, Olivia, we have to go. Yeah. I don't care what you're doing. We have to go. And of course, Quinn is still harping on Marcus. Like, yo, why didn't you tell me this? Why didn't you tell me that about Huck? And I was like, how am I supposed to know? You guys don't tell me anything, so why would I know? So they all get in the car and try to go find Huck before he does something he'll regret. Millie, again, is working with Elias, or whatever the dude's name is, and she goes and spills her political plan. And I'm like, Millie, what are you doing? You don't ever show all your cards. What are you doing? She was so comfortable because all she saw was dollar signs that she thought that she can trust this person when he's holding all the cards. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. And like I said, while Olivia, Marcus, and Quinn are looking for Huck, Olivia just talks about how, you know what? Huck, Marcus, you're right. We need to trust you more. We need to do this more. And then it was pretty much like, Quinn, what the hell's your problem? And Quinn was like, you know what my problem is? My problem is you. My problem is I had to go and handle everything, and now you're trying to go and undermine me, essentially. And Olivia was just saying how, Quinn, shut up. You know why I act the way that I act? Because I was kidnapped for a solid week. For some reason I thought it was longer. But for a whole week, I was kidnapped and I didn't know what my fate was. The captors held my fate in the palm of their hands. Well, God does, but we'll say the captors did. And I was sold. Do you know how it feels to be sold? I was like, all right, here we go. I wish this was still February and Black History Month, because I'm sure we could piss some people off with this scene right here. But aside from that, that was Olivia's case as to why, yes, she has been complacent. And so when she got back, she jumped at the opportunity to go and be in the White House with Fitz, because she could finally have power and feel like she could have control over things again. I was like, there we go. The truth comes out. And so then Marcus is like, everyone shut up. And it's like, look, it was like, Huck is there and the guy is on the floor. It's like, he wasn't 6 toes. He wasn't 6 toes. I'm like, he doesn't look bad, so I guess you didn't kill him. Abby decides to go and make a boss move, and I love Abby for this, because Abby realizes she wants what she wants and she's going to take it. Cyrus was in her way, so she went and told Fitz everything about Cyrus working with Frankie, about him setting up the coordinating him to meet with Frankie so that he could eventually get Frankie to run. It was all planned out, and here is the proof. And right now, if you want the details, I could explain it to you. I could show you the evidence, but we need to get Cyrus out of here ASAP. And so then he was like, how can we do that when I need someone to run my campaign? I was like, hello, I'm here. I am well qualified for the job. And she did the whole dramatic walk away and then turn back and then say that. And Fitz was just so shocked and astonished. She was like, oh, all right, Red. Well, you got it. So, we back out of that, and, oh, what are we saying? So, we back out of that, and, we have this situation where, what's the dude's name? Elias? Dole. Last name Dole. Where's his first name? I thought they showed his first name. But anyway, it was crazy because the scene before that... Oh, Hollis. Hollis. That is his name. Hollis. And anyway, Olivia goes and she speaks with Huck. Huck is over it because he's like, it's time. I'm done with my family. I'm done with trying to fight for them. It's time. I've been suffering. My ex has a new person in their life, and I haven't had contact with them ever since the whole Javi finding out what I do. So I have to cut them loose. And remember, this is what Olivia used to do, and that's why Quinn was like, I used to respect you and love you because you always showed that you cared about people, period. Regardless of what was going on, you took the time out of your day to also deal with that human element, to connect with that human element. But now you've just been doing whatever the hell you want. And it looks like Olivia's going to get back to that. But Hollis decides, you know what, Millie? You had a great idea. I'm going to go and run for president myself and be the Donald Trump of this show. And not only that, I'm also going to go and use your story of how I came back to my hometown, to my elementary school, where everything started for me, and to launch my candidacy. And it was like, crap, now Millie doesn't have a leg to stand on. And Olivia actually apologizes to Quinn. She doesn't say I'm sorry, but she just acknowledges the fact that she appreciates everything Quinn has done to hold down the fort. And that's all Quinn needed. Quinn looked like she was going to break down and cry. It was like, damn, validation. That's all I wanted. That is all I wanted. And then Quinn realizes, you know what, Marcus can't be trusted at this point. So it's like, here's the situation. Olivia has to deal with the fact that her father killed the president's son, and as you know, she was kidnapped and all this stuff. She was just spewing some really personal things, and then it was like, oh, so did you ever kill anyone? It was like, sharing time is over. It's like, alright, back to the same old BS, whatever. And Abby goes and tells, what's his face, Cyrus, that you don't have a job anymore. I told him and it's done. Too bad, so sad. I gave you 15 minutes. That's occurred. Cyrus absolutely doesn't care, because now this gives him the free reins to go and work exclusively with Frankie and really get this ball rolling in order for him to get Frankie into the White House. There was a nice scene between, again, Abby was going and went to go and deliver the news to Fitz that she fired Cyrus, and she gave Fitz the nod as, okay, yes, it was absolutely done. And so Fitz actually invited her to have a drink with him and Susan. And so it was like, this was great because now she was fully accepted into the circle. So that was nice for them. But the ending was completely ratchet because Olivia realized, oh crap, Jake is still the same Jake. Love my ass. Well, he can love her and also be using her and spying on her at the same time. And that's what he's doing, because the whole cell phone thing, remember, Olivia met Jake the same way with the cracked cell phone. Dropped it and was like, oh, well, you know, it's okay. No sentimental value. Cool, and I didn't have time to fix it. And then recently later met with him again. And that second time, she knew that she couldn't go anywhere unless he was going with her. Meaning that she wasn't going to let him escape for the second time. And that's when Olivia realized Jake has marked her. And it was because her father wanted Jake to mark her. And so now she's like, oh crap. Game time. Game time. She was like, Abby, Huck, get the surveillance up. We are not stopping until we figure out what Jake is doing. I was like, alright, Olivia. Alright, Olivia, Miss Pope. We are back. I'm really liking the direction that Scandal's going back into. Because at first I was like, damn, how are they going to bring the show back with Olivia and Fitz finally being gone? Like, what's going to be interesting? Because we were tired of Olivia and Fitz being together, but their storylines are so intertwined, it almost seemed like, what are they going to do now? But I really like the fact that it's really just back to conspiracy theories and cases and all of that. So please like, comment, subscribe, and come back next week. Look out for my review for How to Get Away with Murder.